The Galactic Council had always considered humanity to be soft, diplomatic, reasonable to a fault. For 3 generations, humans had walked the marble halls of the council chambers with measured steps, speaking in careful tones about peace and cooperation. They signed treaties, negotiated trade agreements, and always chose the civilized path. The Zarkoni Collective had mistaken this civility for weakness. Felix stood on the observation deck of the UHSF Retribution, his hands clasped behind his back as he watched the blue-green jewel of Earth rotate slowly in the viewport. His reflection stared back at him, a man who looked older than his 42 years, with lines carved deep around his eyes from too many sleepless nights. The formal naval uniform felt heavier than usual today. "They're saying we should wait for the council's decision," Evelyn said quietly, stepping up beside him. Her tactical officer's uniform was crisp, her dark hair pulled back in a severe bun. But Felix could see the tremor in her jaw, the barely contained fury in her eyes. "The council can deliberate all they want," Felix replied, his voice flat. "They didn't lose 50,000 colonists in 15 minutes. The massacre at New Harmony had been broadcast across every channel in known space. The Zarkoni hadn't just attacked the colony, they had made a spectacle of it. Families had been herded into the central plaza. The feeds had captured everything. Children calling for parents who would never answer. The elderly, the sick, the innocent, none had been spared. The Zarkoni ambassador had called it a necessary demonstration to prove humanity's vulnerability." Evelyn's fingers tightened on the railing. "The preliminary fleet is ready. All battle groups report full combat readiness. We're just waiting for your word, Commander." Felix turned to face her fully. In her eyes, he saw the same transformation that had swept through humanity like wildfire. The carefully constructed veneer of civilization was cracking, revealing something older beneath, something primal. "Do you know what Ambassador Thorian said to me yesterday?" Felix asked. "The Centauri representative. He said that humans have always been admirably restrained, that our capacity for mercy made us unique among the warrior species, and he's right. We have been restrained." Felix's voice dropped to barely above a whisper. "We've spent 300 years proving we're better than our history, better than the wars and the genocides and the horrors we inflicted on ourselves. We wanted so badly to be worthy of the stars." He pulled up a holographic display, showing the Zarkoni home system. Their 3 populated worlds glowed in soft amber light. "The Zarkoni don't know our history," Evelyn said. "They never studied what humans did to each other before we reached the stars. They think the council civilized us." Felix laughed, but there was no humor in it. "The council didn't civilize us, Evelyn. We civilized ourselves. We made a choice to be better, to show restraint, to value life, even alien life, above victory." He closed the display with a sharp gesture. "The Zarkoni just made us remember why we needed that restraint in the first place." The door to the observation deck hissed open. Captain Rodriguez entered, his face grim. "Commander, the Galactic Council is calling for an emergency session. They want humanity to stand down while they investigate the New Harmony incident." "Investigate?" Evelyn's voice was sharp enough to cut steel. 50,000 bodies, and they want to investigate." Felix held up a hand. "What's the council's timeline?" 6 to 8 months, Rodriguez replied. "Standard diplomatic procedure. They want testimony from all parties, neutral arbitrators, the full protocol. 6 to 8 months, Felix repeated softly. He turned back to the viewport, to the planet that had somehow produced a species capable of both tremendous love and unspeakable violence. And in that time, the Zarkoni fortify their positions, ready their fleets, and prepare to do it again. Sir, Ambassador Chen is also calling for restraint. Ambassador Chen can go to hell." The words came out calmly, almost pleasantly, which somehow made them more frightening. "Evelyn, transmit my orders to the fleet." Evelyn straightened. "Yes, Commander. All ships are to jump to designated coordinates in the Zarkoni system in 1 hour. Rules of engagement: total war. Military targets only. But we don't stop until their capacity to wage war is reduced to 0. No negotiations. No ceasefires. They wanted to see what happens when humanity stops being civilized." He paused, feeling the weight of what he was about to unleash. Now they get their demonstration. Evelyn's fingers flew across her tablet. Orders transmitted. Fleet acknowledges. Commander, she hesitated. There's no coming back from this. The Council will condemn us. Some of the Alliance members might even turn against us. Felix nodded slowly. I know, but they'll never massacre our people again, will they? Every species in the galaxy will remember New Harmony. And they'll remember what happened after. Sir, Rodriguez said quietly. The history books won't be kind to us. Let them write whatever they want, Felix replied. We're not doing this for history. We're doing this for every human child who should be able to sleep, without wondering if monsters will come in the night. We tried being civilized. We tried being reasonable. He looked at his reflection in the viewport one last time, seeing not just himself, but the ghostly images of 50,000 faces behind him. Now we remind the galaxy why humanity learned to be civilized in the first place. Because when we're not, his voice grew cold as vacuum. When we're not, we're the scariest goddamn thing in the universe. An hour later, 300 human warships tore through reality itself, emerging in Zarkoni space like vengeful angels. The Zarkoni had wanted to see humanity's true face. They were about to get their wish.